Hi all, so this is a stretch and mobility routine. Won't take too long. It's something you can do on a regular basis to improve your mobility, and mine included, because I know I don't do enough mobility exercises. So if you don't, this might be for you. I've included, there's a whole plethora of exercises I've written down, or movements I've written down. We'll work our way through them. There's no set numbers, so we'll just see how we get on really. Won't take too long. Okay, we're going to start standing, and then most of the rest is on the floor. Okay, so we're going to start me watch first. So if you want to record it, now's the time to do it. Okay, so the first one's going to be a pike fold to a squat hold. So what we're talking about there is, I'm just going to drop over, and then from that position we're going to drop into a squat. Nice and deep, pushing that bum out. Remember, a squat is not dropping your body forward and into that hold. You're going to feel that, work up your hamstrings, up your calves, and drop back into that squat. Down, touch your toes, straighten those legs. Here's that pike fold, so I'll just revert round so you can see that from the sideways view. So pike fold, drop into a nice deep squat, back into that pike fold. And hopefully, I know I can, you'll feel those working through those hams and those calves. A couple more then. So I've got a lot of this routine is in relation to the legs and around the hips. So if you are a runner or triathlete, then this will be really useful for you, because we never do enough. Alright, and come up and rise. Okay, so stand out with your right leg, go nice and low, and you can increase it by dropping further down, turning that foot out, and we'll do a nice adductor stretch. Now remember, this session, don't do it completely cold. I'm doing it inside and it's nice and warm in here. And change sides. If you want to go much lower than I am, or not as low, then feel free. Entirely up to you. So standing adductor stretch, so we're working that inner thigh, those adductor muscles. We'll repeat that. And another. Ooh, feels good. And back to centre. One more standing. No, actually a couple more standing. We're just going to roll to the floor. Widest legs, just roll to the floor and hang. Do not force your hands to the floor. We're just literally hanging there. While we're down, walk our hands over to the right foot. You can see an increased stretch on those hamstrings on the right leg. You may do, some of these you may find easy. It depends how good your mobility is now, really. Moving over to the left. Back to centre. And we'll repeat that, back over to the right. Back to centre. Over to the left. Good, back to centre. And I'm going to roll all the way up tall, which clearly where that screen is going to cut my head off, but never mind. I want you to, that's better, reach up all the way, come up slowly, you don't want to feel dizzy. And when we're stretching all the way tall, put some nice lat movement in through those hips. feel that down here, through those hips. And release. Okay, we're going to go to the floor. We're going to start on our back. Move to our back. So carefully down. And we're just going to lie along the floor and stretch out full length along the floor, which I'm hitting the wall, so I'm going to move there. Stretch, 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 all the way along the floor. And from that position, we're going to bring the knees up, tuck them in, and gently rock backwards and forwards, and left to right. Okay, just for space, I'm going to move sideways here. Well, what you do is drop your feet down, keep the knees bent, and roll those knees over to the left, head and shoulders to the right. So you're going to have that big twist through the body. Now to increase that stretch and put more on your hips, take that top leg over, so in this case the right, straighten the leg out, and just rest it there. Bring the top leg back in, knees to centre, roll them over to the right, head and shoulders to the left, and again we're going to take the top leg, in this case the left, over to increase the stretch. You don't have to do that bit if that's too much, just keep the knees bent. And back over. And we'll repeat that. Good stuff, back to centre, and over to the right last time. If you like me, you'll feel that through there. Okay, we'll come back to centre and we'll stretch back out tall. Which I can't quite do because I'm hitting the sign there, but never mind. Good stuff. And come up to sitting. And we're going to do some shin boxes now. So start in this position and we'll rock over. So if you can see that there, my foot is by my knee, and then turn the way your knees are turning. Now I find it's very easy on one side, very hard on the other. This is the more difficult side I think I've gone, so I feel that quite tight there on my right hip. Now you might find it hard on one, easy on the other. You might find it hard on both. Well, it might be a doddle for you, but lovely exercise this. Now if you want to, when you move, you can put your hands down, but if you can do it without, just do it without. Oh, let's get me on the right hip there. Good stuff. Okay, we'll do a couple more of those guys. Shin boxes. Yeah, no trouble at all on this side, the other one is tight. And release, and back to centre. Okay, now we'll turn over onto our front. And we're going to do, this will be moving, so we're going to do a child's pose up into an arch. So I'm starting that child's pose, nice and deep, and go. And back. Not too fast. In your own time. Into an arch or a form of a cobra. Oh. So if you can do this session regularly, it'll really help your mobility. And same advice to me. Okay, we'll come back to that child's pose. Good stuff. I'm just going to remove the mat for this next one because it's just going to get in the way. So, we're going to do a downward dog to a toe touch. So, what we're going to do, from our high plank position, get that high plank position, go up into a downward dog, opposite hand, opposite toe. So my right's just touch my left, and on the other side. Come all the way through. Right hand touching the left, left hand touching the right. Again, we're not going fast. So downward dog to a toe, to an opposite toe touch. I'll do a few more of those. And a couple more, and then we'll move on to the next. And back to that high plank and drop your knees down. Which puts us in the perfect position, the all four position for our cat to cow. So, head down, back up, into the cat. Tummy down, head up, into the cow. Back to the cat. Moving that spine, getting the mobility nice. Back to the cow. Back to the cat. Back to the cow. And relax. Okay, so we're going to do another downward dog version this time. We're going to downward dog into a spider lunge. So, up into our high plank, into our downward dog. And when we come out of that this time, I'm going to pull my left foot alongside my left hand. So, it's going to look like that. Okay, back straight, it's going to be up. What you'll find is a stretch up from the opposite hip, or I do anyway, through the quads possibly, on the opposite side. And release. And I'm going to do my right now. And you'll find it up through, sort of up through the top of that pubic area, across to the hip the other side. We'll keep that head up. And probably, if you tighten your hips, you'll really feel this. So that's a spider lunge. Back to the downward dog. Left foot coming up. back to the downward dog. Back to the right. As you're getting the stretch, don't worry about back to the dog. And we'll do a couple more. Don't worry about getting your foot all the way alongside the hand. Again, highly likely you'll find this harder on one than the other. And back out. Ooh. Stuff, guys. Oh. And step out. Back to the dog. And release. Okay. Next one we're going to do, we are nearly there, getting there now, is the old pigeon. Well, this version of the pigeon anyway. So, we're going to go back in that high plank. You're going to bring your, in this case, let's just do it together. So we'll bring our right knee up, we're going to rock it over. Okay? It's almost as if we're doing a bleak mountain climber. And then we're going to drop to the floor. And if you want to, you can even put your chin on the floor like I have there. So you're going to feel a big pull from let your weight fall onto that hip and you'll feel a big pull. If it's too much, just keep your arms, just bend a little bit. Keep your arms under stress. If not, let them go. Now the other leg, if you can see that, should be still up on its toes. So the body has stayed straight, it's just the hip that's gone under the body. So we'll come back up. So my right foot is now planted up on the toes, my left leg's coming in, going underneath, and to the floor I'm going. So the body is still straight. Pull in through those hips. Back up. And repeat. So use those distinct movements, get into it. And pigeon. Back up, and we'll go again. And back up. And we'll have one more round. Back up. Of course you can do more or less of any of these as you choose to do so. Some you may find tricky, some you may find very easy. Ooh, and back up. And down. Well done, guys. Okay, this is one that's not for the legs actually. Nearly there. So just a couple to go. Well, literally, we'll finish with the child's pose in a minute. Just wanted to do that, call it a prone swimmer, but essentially it's one for the shoulders. So all we're doing is lifting the shoulders off, lifting the arms off, feet are staying dead on the floor, bring them round, turn around, put them on top of your bum, and lift those shoulders and head a bit. Tight shoulders, great. And down, back up, and repeat. With my tight shoulders, I actually find this really nice, but not everybody may agree. And go again. So prone swimmers. At least that's what I'm going to call it. And down. And back up. more. And back and down. Good stuff. And last but not least, let's relax out in a child's pose. Lovely and deep. Time for mindfulness. Let's fall into it. If the heartbeat's risen a bit, we drop it back down now. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, release. Well done, guys. And that is our stretch and mobility session. Follow along, so well done. Hopefully you found that enjoyable. And it's only about, what, 20 minutes, or 21 minutes I think. 20 minutes long, so you can do it as often as you possibly can, and it will be a real help to your training. Okay guys, I'll see you again on the next, and take care. Cheers, bye bye.